First one we got is somebody who was working on a flyer for your kids for the youth camp and the football skills.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I'm looking through this stuff. I got plenty of videos to do voiceovers and some other stuff. Hey, how you doing? Great, thanks.
I'm Ben. So basically what I was working on was a flyer for ESA.
Okay.
That one's an example one. When you'd hand out for kids camps, now logistics and things on it would obviously pertain to a certain area. If you're going to advertise for one camp, it would look differently. Or if it was going to be for speed and skills training,
Okay.
that would obviously be tweaked. But basically the whole idea of a flyer is that you'd be able to hand it out at places like Pop Warner, JFL games. We talked about possibly, working with select Pop Warner teams and then you have your own. But if you could work with kids for an hour, show them some drills, and then sort of talk about your camp and the future skills training they can do to just sort of get the idea of what explosion sports is and what they can do for these kids.
Okay.
Also, you can post up that flyer at local parks, community centers, basketball courts, anywhere kids are active and running around and together. Definitely a good place for some exposure. And just basically the whole idea is that if kids at any point consider going to a summer camp, consider doing Explosion Sports Academy, or consider doing some kind of training, they're thinking Explosion Sports Academy. That's the first thing that comes to their mind.
Right.
And so almost that Explosion Sports Academy is like a given. Like when I think to buy shoes, I immediately think Nike. When kids think training, they want to think Explosion Sports Academy.
Right.
We also talked about high school football games and events. Now for training in the summer camps, that would be kind of difficult because summer is way past, the basketball or the football season.
Right.
But if the football teams are doing workouts in the spring, that would be a great time if you would say to a coach, hey, I could work out your kids for an hour. And you could go, bring them to a park, go to their school, work them out for an hour or so, talk about ESA, hand out the flyer. That would just be a great way to get ESA out there and make kids more aware. The only thing I really touched on is timing. Springtime is definitely the most effective if you're going to be talking about summer camps and summer training. And then for football kids, midwinter, and especially about a month or so after kids' seasons ends, tends to be when they're most motivated to get better, just because they're fresh off their season, they know what it looks like, and they know how good they could be, especially with all the time ahead of them.
Okay.
So basically just, if you're looking for basketball kids, mid-April, March is a perfect time. Baseball kids, mid-June. So,
Okay.
in all, that's just about it.
I think you got some very good ideas. The only thing, I tried to do flyers last year. The biggest issue was up north, most of the community centers and stuff, they're owned by St. Louis County Parks Division, so they don't let you do any advertising.
Okay.
So it was kind of challenging to figure out where to put that stuff.
Yeah.
So I got. Do you have any ideas as far as? Because I know that Redmonds and stuff, that stuff is St. Louis County, and they don't do anything but their own, advertise anything but their own sports. I do in June, late June, early July, we got a middle school 7-on-7 league that we're starting. And as far as Pop Warner goes, I'm on the board, so I get to talk to the administrators over the entire different organizations as far as promoting that, and I'm gonna rely on that as far as the camp circuit goes.
Okay.
But I love the idea. I just have a hard time figuring out how I'm going to use it though, because last year we had a very difficult time. I'll tell you a funny story because I know we're going to be running for time, but when we first started, I had flyers. And what I did, I went to 6 district basketball games and put them on cars. And I got kicked off for 2. He's like, hey, there's no soliciting at the school. Matter of fact, I was at McClure doing it. He's like, man, there's no soliciting. He said, you can't put that stuff on the cars. But that's how we actually did it last year. So let me ask you something. promoting it through social media, do you think that's a good idea, posting a flyer? Because like on my Facebook page now, I think I got over 100 people connected. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I definitely think like a flyer would work well if you're talking about like an internet banner or something like that. It's just, you know, there's so much spam and other things that kids just like block out of their minds. It would be sort of difficult, but if you were sending it out maybe to specific kids or a specific group of people, that would be a lot more effective than just a random ad.
Okay.
Definitely more cost effective.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep looking at it. I'm just having a hard time because of the way last year went, figuring out where we're gonna put them. But the ones that we did get on the cars were effective. So thank you very much.